Yeah, so my name is Mike Furmanski. I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of Zephyr Systems. Been in aviation about 26, 27 years. Got my start professionally in the United States Army, where I first served as a power plant technician, working on turbine engines for helicopters. Then got selected for the 160th Special Operations Unit out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and quickly deployed to Afghanistan at the very, very early start of the war. Um, yeah, that's pretty much kind of my start in aviation. Um, really, since then, I've worked on literally everything as far as from a maintenance perspective, from balloons all the way up to 747s and 777s. I also rejoined the National Guard after my time in the military and became a stick wiggler, i.e., helicopter pilot on the UH-60s. And yeah, so I've basically been kind of all around the block, and done a bunch of stuff. Um, Worked my way up corporately. Did spend some time working for the FAA directly as a airworthiness inspector, and just decided that we were going to start this company. Yeah, what inspired me to start Zephyr Systems, I kind of got my start in UAS really back in 2010, 2011, something like that. I think it was 2010, where I was on a DARPA funded project contracted to Boeing. So we were doing an unmanned helicopter full size out in the deserts of California. Both manufacturing it, designing it, testing it, and then deploying with it. So we deployed for SOCOM and Afghanistan, and a couple other places back in 2010. So this is a full-size helicopter unmanned satellite communication network system. Pretty advanced technology. It was kind of really the marriage of the unmanned sector kind of coming with my previous experience as a maintenance provider. Um, and my job on this was a field service rep, subject matter expert. So that was kind of my role in that particular project. Didn't really do much after that project got canceled. I didn't really do much with unmanned at all. But eventually, I saw myself being attracted to the industry, its growth, and things like that. And that's what really started Zephyr Systems. Um, yeah. Oh yeah, as far as vision being evolving, yeah, the vision evolved pretty quickly. I mean, so as you can see right here, this is one of our aircraft designs. This is one of our smaller fixed wing VTOL drones. I don't have any props or anything on it right now, but basically, um, it evolved pretty quickly. We went from our own designs, our own aircraft to really just being a service and support provider, which is really kind of our niche, right? So everyone on the team is really comes from a heavy aviation professional background, heavy maintenance background, pilot background, things like that, and so we bring these skill sets, knowledge, and skills and abilities to another company, kind of like a force multiplier, if you will. So a company comes in, they need to test a sensor or technology. We can mount it on our own aircraft, test it out in our test space, or we're able to integrate it, do whatever you really need to do. If you need certification, if you need manuals written, if you need policies, procedures, training, whatever established, we basically do all that for you, whatever you need. Yep. Yeah, I mean, our culture is heavily influenced by the military. I mean, so we're a service disabled veteran-owned small company. 100% right now, 100% of our employees are veterans. That's not to say that if you applied, and you're not a veteran, you wouldn't get hired. No, but it just seems to be that's what we attract. Part of the reason behind that is we're a DoD skills bridge provider, so we provide an on-the-job training program for members of the military who are about 6 months from getting out. They can come join Zephyr Systems, hang up their uniform, and come join us for the last 6 months of their time in the military. And we train them on our aircraft, what we do, skill sets, things like that. Give them everything they need to be successful, and then offer them a job after, or at least that's the intention. Yeah. So, so a lot of veteran influence in our company, and we like it that way. We like the brotherhood. We like the ball breaking. We're not very politically correct here. We enjoy ourselves. We have a good time, and we know when it's time to be professional and when it's all business. Mission first. We're all about it. but we also know that sometimes we got to let our hair down, right, and have a good time and enjoy ourselves, and that's part of it too. I mean, obviously the industry is controlled immensely. We actually think that's a good thing. I mean, they say basically these regulations and laws are written in blood, and that's because someone before them, there was something catastrophic that said, hey, we got to make a change and make this more safe, and this is how we do it through regulation. So we actually agree with the regulation. We actually agree with the laws and following FAA guidance and things like that. We do it to our best of our ability, and we're always seeking advice on how to do it better. So that's first and foremost. How do we stay competitive? Well, like I said, when we shifted focus, we opened up a UAS test range. We're licensed and sponsored under the Alaska test range. We have a COA here in Michigan that we own and operate, or that we operate and manage on behalf of the Alaska test range, and that allows us the ability to advance innovation. So we do research and development projects right here in Michigan, and allows us to advance technology and innovate and offer innovative ideas and technology, and allows companies to innovate right here in Michigan. At the same time, we're able to follow regulatory guidance. Where we have strict policies, procedures, and ways that we operate within the test space, and so that's always to say it allows us to be innovative while remaining regulatory compliant. I think it's a balance. I think you can be too innovative and relax standards, but I also think you can be too regulatory and never advance in technology. So there's a balance that needs to take place, and the UAS test space is the best place for that to take place, because it's pretty well established. We've been operating it for 4 years now, well, 3 years now, and we're very successful at it. We have a lot of flight hours, and it works really well. I look for the right fit. I mean, that's first and foremost. We're trying to build a leadership team. I believe people can learn leadership skills. I believe people are born with leadership skills. So I don't believe it's one or the other. I believe the best person that I see is someone that has innate leadership capabilities built within them, but is willing to accept and take criticism to advance and learn greater leadership skills. That's what we look for in leadership. Pretty simple. But yeah, it's the right person, right attitude. Like we talked a little bit about the culture before. We have a culture here that we like to have fun. We like to work really hard, and we like to have fun. That's it. You know what I mean? We're not having fun at the expense of safety or anything like that. But it's very important. So what I look for when I'm building a team, especially a tight knit team, I'm looking for, like, first of all, like, if I feel comfortable leaving my children with you, you're on the right. If I don't feel comfortable, like if I wouldn't leave my kids with you, I'm not interested in you being an employee of ours. That's just, I mean, we're small, we're able to do that. Um, but I'm just being honest. If I can't trust you with my kids, or leave you with my wife, or leave my wife with you, or whatever, right? Then why would I hire you and trust you with our expensive aircraft and all the secretive stuff that we do for other customers? And you know, we, you know, we sign NDAs with customer, all this other stuff. We need someone that's reliable, loyal, has integrity, things like that. So yeah, so I mean, as far as quality, we built all of our manuals, all of our SOPs and everything, all our manuals, policies, procedures, everything's built around the ISO standard for 9001. We don't seek the 9001 standard. We're not a really manufacturer, but we built everything around that, and we would pass audit very easily. I know that because I've done this for other companies. Um, so that's as far as establishing the quality standard. As far as the safety, we have a full SMS program. We have a safety management professional who basically audits us and works with us all the time. We're never looking to compromise safety at the expense of anything else. Safety is paramount to us. You know, we're we're no good. We're no good if you're no good to us, right? So you go and decide to do something unsafe and get your hand chopped off by a prop. You're no good to us in the future now. So we just lost an employee possibly forever because we couldn't, you know, provide a safe environment for you to work. So Yeah, we believe quality and safety are paramount. To what we do, especially in aviation. Where aviation, we consider ourselves aviation professionals. That's one of the distinguishers between us and other companies in the industry. Other companies in the industry, you can, let's be honest, you can go and take a Part 107 written exam, buy a drone for a couple $100 or $1,000 or whatever, and you're off and running. You got a company. Are you an aviation professional? No. Everyone on the leadership team has been in aviation 20 plus years, and we're bringing professionalism, aviation professionalism, to the industry. We're not letting the current industry dictate how we operate. No, we operate based on what we know aviation expects. So we're trying to raise the standard up within the UAS community. So that's one of our differentiators, if you will. Yeah, so I'd love to talk to you about training. So not only do we offer a robust in-house training, which really started with the DoD Skills Bridge program that I mentioned earlier, where we take in soldiers, sailors, airmen, and now what, Space Force, I don't know, whatever, right? So we take people in and we're able to basically train them for the last 6 months of their time in the military and offer them a job. So it's an OJT program, an apprenticeship program. We were so successful at that, we decided let's go ahead and get a Department of Labor approved apprenticeship program where we can do the same with civilians. That was a little bit less successful. We did get it approved, and it's all GI Bill approved, even. So you could actually use your GI Bill and come and do the apprenticeship program that way. For those that missed the skills bridge, after you get out, we can offer that program to you. But it was a little less successful as far as attendance and interest. Um, but reality is, like, we have a robust in-house training system set up. Um, and obviously we're going to fly our aircraft, our other aircraft, our customer aircraft, integration. There's all these things that we do here. We have multiple things that we're doing, and you have to be trained in it. The expectation is you're not going to know what you don't know. So we have very low expectations of you coming in and very high expectations after the training program is over. We take our time with you, and we make sure that we reinforce, what we believe to be the standards. Now, we offer training exterior, so we have offer training to customers now. So we offer training from, hey, here's a prep program from 107, help you get certified. Cool, that's one thing we offer. But we have, like, how do you start a drone business? Taking lessons that we learned the hard way, things that we did right and wrong, and we're implementing them into the course material, so that way you can really learn the best from some of the best, right? So we offer that, like how to start a drone business. We offer advanced we offer like basic maintenance practices, advanced maintenance practices. So we offer all these different trainings as far as like UAS maintenance and things to concern yourself with there. Um, and we have tactical UAS training, all kinds of stuff. So we now offer that in the civilian sector as well. Yeah. Yeah. So interestingly enough, as far as the vision is concerned, or at least the adult education workforce, pretty huge deal to us. We recently partnered with the Jackson County area. Juan Zapata, the Jackson County airport manager, has been paramount in this, and we're basically trying to start an aircraft maintenance school where most of it will be conducted free of charge, as long as you're attending while you're in high school. Um, so we're working on that program right now. We're looking at integrating in that avionics, composites, carbon fiber, advanced certifications such as MCAT, FCC, GROLs, whatever, and then also UAS training as well. So we're working with the local community to kind of implement these and make this happen. So we're very hopeful that we applied for a grant. We're very hopeful that we get it. Now, this won't be done under Zephyr Systems particularly. We have a nonprofit that we started to do this work under, so we can take donations. And look, we're not trying to like profit off of the community. We're trying to give back to the community and really inspire the next generation of aviation professionals. Yeah, so talking about BVLOS and things like that, we've had extensive experience in the past 2 years testing ground-based radar, ground-based detect and avoid systems, things like that for the BVLOS system. Um, it's, I don't have a whole lot to say about it because I think 108 is going to dictate a lot of what the future holds. But we found that the technology a lot of the technology is there, but it's like right there. It's compliant, but maybe it needs to be improved a bit upon, at least from our perspective on the ground-based side. All we do is we test it, we write reports, and we give feedback back to manufacturers and whoever is a stakeholder in the technology. So that's kind of what we do there, as far as BVLOS. Yeah, so client relationships are one thing. Look, we always want to build long-term client relationships. Sometimes, that's hard to do. In the end of the day, we're all trying to run a business, and business is business. And so sometimes our pricing is maybe a little bit higher in certain areas that they're not happy with, and they go to another provider. Sometimes what we offer is just, far better than any other one out there, and they go with us. So we try to build those client relationships. We try to give discounts where it's appropriate. Biggest relationships that we see have been working for us is collaboration with other companies, bringing skill sets together. We have a UAS test range. These guys are regulatory, compliance professionals. Married together. Now you can come here and you get your full aircraft type certified if you want. Right? We have the capabilities and knowledge to be able to do that whole shebang. Right? So that's examples of some of the collaborations we're looking at, and that have been really successful for us. We're looking to always advance our technology. We're looking to always build our client relationships. We're looking to always build our client database. Um, but we won't do that at the expense of, like, we're not going to sell our soul. You know what I mean? Like we're going to do it. We're going to run an ethical organization, and that's what we're about. Hopefully that pans out in the long run. I see other companies really playing loose and fast with regulations, and they do really good. They make a lot of money in the first couple of years. Eventually, the gig is up on them, but hey, they made a bunch of money. So that's not what we're about. We're about staying in the industry, remaining relevant, and having a long term capability in this industry. And you do that with reputation. You do that with offering packages and offering um, value added to companies and being consistent in what we do. And so that's what we're about. I mean, to be honest, with you, I won't even go into what influences my decisions. Um, I mean, for me, look, I have past experiences that I feed off of and things like that. But first and foremost, excuse me. First and foremost, I may have past experiences that I feed off of, and that influences my decision for sure. But first and foremost, I have faith. And I use faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I pray to Him. I expect that I'm always going to receive and have the ability to be successful um, through Him. So that's kind of it. I'm always praying and seeking guidance that way. That's me personally. If you're not a person of faith, you've got your own way of doing things. Now, when it comes to crisis, like, we've been there. Like, so, we were one of the, I think we were the only team getting helicopter inserted with drones. Mostly small drones that we commercial off the shelf type stuff. We brought our large aircraft down, but for Hurricane Helene, through the mountains of North Carolina, went in there, did search and rescue efforts. Eventually turned into mostly just recovery efforts. But essentially, we were using drones. We were getting a helicopter inserted, infills, exfills, packing for a day or two, not knowing if we're going to get picked back up, type of thing. And we just went down and we did our mission. I'm very proud of the efforts we had there. I wish we could have done more. The only regret is I wish we could have done more. But I found out pretty quickly, like, I may have been a special operator in aviation many years ago, but I'm 43 years old and overweight now. And, or as my wife calls, I'm very loved, And as a result of that, I was probably one of the weak links on the team. And that's okay. Like, we all brought some skill set, and we had a good time. And we brought, and we did the best we could. And, And when I say good time, we made light of the situation we were in because it's all we could do. It was a devastating situation, and many people's lives were taken, and lives were impacted by that hurricane. Um, I won't go into too much detail, but essentially, yeah, we went down there. We got helicopter inserted multiple times. We were, hey, where's the most affected area? What do you? Okay, here. Okay, well, they put us in. You know, so that's kind of how we operated. So a lot of uncertainty, but it's uh, plan and prepare for the worst, expect the best, pray for the best. You know, that's what we do. Um, you know, it's just a mindset, and some people have it, some people don't. And I'm glad we could have helped. Like I said, I just wish we could have done more. I'll just close. You know, yeah. As far as closing statement, I'll just close. Like, look, Zephyr Systems. We've been around for about 5 years now. We are aviation professionals. We are a service and support company that can provide services to you, um, whether you're a business owner, whether you're an independent client, whatever it would be. And you'd be surprised that you may not know or think you need something, but the reality is a lot of times we have conversations with people and we offer something that they didn't even think they needed that they did. That streamlined their processes, that made their company a little bit stronger, maybe made them more efficient in what they do. So that's what we offer. Um, you know, we offer consulting, services, support. We offer a test space and test range for people that need to integrate with test technologies and things like that. Um, and you know, we offer training, a lot of online training, a lot of physical in-person training. So you know, look for our training on our website. That's going to continue to expand. That's a vertical of ours that we're really focused on right now, is offering training, lessons learned from things that we did right and wrong, so you don't have to go make the same mistakes, and everyone's better off for it. We're going to try and keep training inexpensive. We're going to try and keep it, or at least cost effective, and you know, but it's going to be a value added for sure. We're looking at enterprise packages. We're looking at membership solutions. So you know, if you're a department of a lead, you know, lead of your department of a company, and say, hey, we need tactical UAS training, but I don't want to pay X number of dollars for every single person to go through. You know, maybe give us a call. Let's set something up. We might be able to get a login or a group membership rate, things like that. So uh, that's my sales pitch, anyways. But outside of that, look, Zephyr Systems, we plan to be around for a long time. We look to build this into a monster, a UAS monster, and you know, I appreciate the time you've taken to interview me, and hopefully we can, you know, we can work together soon, and just bring professionalism into the UAS space. I think it's gotten better. I've seen it get better over the past 4 years. Um, it's still got some room for improvement, and we're hoping that that 108 is a catalyst for bringing um, more professionalism, more policies, procedures, and more things that are would be congruent with like a Part 135 operator that has a pretty strict barrier to entry. But once they get that entry, they have a lot of capabilities. That's what we think 108 is going to be. Is it's going to be kind of a stricter entry into getting 108 certified. But once you're there, you're going to have a lot more capabilities to offer to a customer. That's where we're hoping the industry goes. We'll see what happens. With that, again, I appreciate your time, Mike Furmanski.